Welcome back to the weekly news roundup. This is the business and the SillyVille editions. So let's go ahead and get started right on in. From the New York Post, Tesla is expanding the full self-driving tests, bucking the Fed safety concerns. I did throw out another exploding Tesla, or at least as commentary on another exploding Tesla, where basically they were getting sued for the number of times Teslas are crashing in the back of emergency vehicles. What's going on now, though, is while that's all going on and while all these lawsuits are going on, Tesla is now rolling out the full self-driving mode as a beta software to random owners who own Teslas. But don't worry, just not any Joe and Sally will be able to have this guy. You actually have to take a test from Tesla and allow them to monitor all of your driving habits in order to make sure that you are a safe enough driver to enable the beta software, so that now Teslas all around the country are literally going to be running beta software that is not tested by people who have not developed it and are not engineers. Get me off the road, please. I'm already too cautious around Teslas. I just have a sneaky suspicion it's going to ram into me or something. They're going to go all Christine on me and try and do me over. The only saving grace I have is that my van is a whole lot bigger than these Teslas, and I have a sneaky suspicion I will absorb a whole lot more impact from them. Crush these little Teslas under my high roof wheels. But yeah, basically you can request to join the beta test for full self-driving feature. You're going to have to go through a driving test before Tesla will approve you. They're going to monitor your behavior behind the wheel for 7 days, measuring factors like hard braking, aggressive turning, and unsafe following of other vehicles. If driving behavior is good for 7 days, beta access will be granted. Drivers who make it past Tesla's safety monitor will have to pay $99 to $199 a month to access the full self-driving feature. So you're literally going to be paying $100 to $200 a month to be a beta tester on the software that seems to be running into emergency vehicles. Can we just get these Teslas off the road for a while? This just seems a little unsafe to me when random Joes on the street who are already probably bad drivers are now beta testing software for self-driving cars. We need to have an absolute 100%. If these Teslas are involved in a car crash, Tesla is paying immediately 100% of all damage and all other fees and everything else. Because this is ridiculous to have a car company that is under heavy scrutiny. Car companies under heavy scrutiny to open themselves up to untested software. When the world do they want to burn the whole world down? They absolutely are going to burn the world down. These Teslas are insane. Get them off the road. Wowzers. I'm telling you. Well, another film studio, or another group of film studios, is suing LiquidVPN. Fortunately, with LiquidVPN, I just decided, I'm not really interested in these guys. They always seemed a little scammy to me. So what's going on here, the film studios are suing them for $10 million. They're basically saying that the no logs policy is, hey, this happened simply because they were flaunting this no log policy, and a lot of their marketing seemed to suggest that it was a good VPN to engage in the illegal activity of pirating. And what happened is they were sued. In fact, a subsidiary of LiquidVPN was sued. They dismissed the case, saying, hey, this isn't us, this is Liquid. So they came back and sued Liquid, and they never showed up in court. And so since they never showed up in court, usually what would happen is you get a summary judgment. And what the Hollywood companies are saying is that LiquidVPN they're intentionally selling things that are specifically designed to make it easy to pirate things. So as far as I'm concerned, I think that LiquidVPN probably did bad here in pushing the possibility of using their particular service as a tool to engage in an illegal activity. Because of that, I completely understand where the Hollywood companies are coming at here, and I am not going to get mad at the Hollywood companies for this. I think that overall, if the LiquidVPN does all of their marketing in such a way to suggest that you can use this safely for pirating, they're kind of they're playing stupid games. They're winning stupid prizes. Now, if you're using another VPN, which is just like, hey, don't use it for illegal activity, but we don't keep logs and stuff like that. Hey, and those companies generally they're not losing as much in the courts as much. But here's one of them. Get the best VPN for torrenting and P2P file sharing today. Try it for 7 days, 100% risk-free. Stream content anonymously. Unblock torrent sites. Speed up your downloads. They're promoting Popcorn Time, which is basically a torrenting site. You can watch movies on the torrent. LiquidVPN disappears in court and online. Apparently their main page at least was down for a while, although the client area still is. So I didn't try and go to the site today to see if it's accessible, but it would appear LiquidVPN is liquidating itself up, and we'll probably be back in some other iteration. And unfortunately there's too many VPN companies already, so whatever that happens to be worth. Well, replacing your iPhone 13 display will render Face ID unusable unless Apple does it. So yet another item that Apple is serializing to the board and making it so that third-party repair companies can't go. This is the type of stuff that gives Apple the bad name. This is why I'm not really interested in buying Apple products whatsoever under any circumstance, because frankly, screens break, and I need to have the choice as to who repairs my screen on my individual device. So this is just yet another thing. Of course, they were doing this with the home buttons. They're doing this with the headphone jacks. They're just doing it with all sorts of crap. But now they're doing it with the touch screen as well. And there's no justification for this, especially when it takes so long to get a touch screen repaired by Apple and how much it costs. Let anybody replace these screens. So very interesting. All right. Well, we talked about this report a while back when it first came out, but Oakland passed the first huge transparency bill, which basically said that police could not use text surveillance, facial ID, all these types of things without a lot of very specific and very clean oversight. And shock of all shocks, they're not engaging in that. They're just utilizing the software that they would like without asking anybody or doing anything else. And beyond shock of shocks, this is Hoffer, who is Brian Hoffer, one of the architects of the law, says it's not working. We ignored human nature, he says. People don't like to be transparent. Well, that's not news, okay? First and foremost, yeah, we ignored human nature. What, did you expect a bunch of police officers to start following the law? Have you not been watching the FBI lately? I mean, come on. The FBI is engaging in rallies over at the Capitol building to, I don't know, when they're not unmasking the plans, which is 90% of FBI agents to engage in an illegal activity with governors and running CSAM websites on the internet. Shock of shocks that law enforcement's not following the law. I mean, really, guys, really. So they're being sued over their inability to follow the law or unwillingness to follow this law. So it'll be interesting to see where this suit's coming from. But basically, they're supposed to not be able to use any type of tech without getting a good solid warrant first. And yeah, that's not actually going on. So whatever that happens to be worth. Well, you can help support the channel with our affiliates. Today we are highlighting Mint Mobile, tlm.li/mm. I'm using Mint Mobile, and it costs about $160 for the entire year. 4 gigs of data. My hotspot works just fine. And frankly, I absolutely love the service. It's working out very well. You can keep your number when you switch over to them, tlm.li/mm. And you have a variety of different plans from your 4, 10, 15, and unlimited. I don't really need more than 4, so that's the one I go with. The unlimited, I believe you can use like 35 gigs of data on the unlimited before it meters your data down. I think that's what it is. 5G and 4G LTE tower. It does use T-Mobile tower, so be aware of that. Well, guys, let's head on over to SillyVille. First up in SillyVille, we knew it was inevitable. A Bitcoin mining company buys a Pennsylvania power plant to meet its electricity needs. Those plants just going to be pushing out all this smoke into the air, and everyone's going to be like, dude, this plant's pushing out a lot of smoke. Why can't we get any power out of it? You open it up, and the whole thing's just lined everywhere with Bitcoin miners. It looks like Willy Wonka and the Charlie Factory Oompa Loompas running around, only they're all just like, Bitcoin mining. So, yeah, apparently this power company was a little bit fledgling, and so the Bitcoin miner group was able to just buy him out altogether. Take advantage of the fact that they now own a power plant in order to make their stuff go. But yeah, that's an interesting one. Well, kids who grew up in the generation of Google is forcing professors to rethink their lesson plans. No, I think maybe we need to reinforce the idea of teaching children how to actually use computers like functional human beings. And this is not too out of the ordinary. I remember I was, one of the books I was writing, I was co-writing with a person who was in high school at the time. And I'm like, do you save the document? He's like, well, how do you do that? Like, well, you push the save button? Because they're so used to Google Docs and everything auto saves, nobody knows what files are. They don't know where things are saving to. They don't know how the whole structure of the computer works. Basically, all these people running around saying, this is a computer savvy generation. No, it's a generation of computer buffoons. They haven't a first earthly idea how to run any of this crap. They're just good when you get a little screen on it that's all user friendly and does beep, 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 beeps. We got no games here. We just have books. They make no beep, 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 beeps. But yeah, apparently this astrophysicist started seeing the problem in 2017 when she was teaching an engineering course, and her students were using simulation software to model turbines for jet engines. They laid out the assignment clearly, but the student after student was calling for help. They were all getting the same error message. The program couldn't find their files. Garland thought it'd be an easy fix. Asked each students where they saved their projects. Could they be on the desktop? Perhaps the shared drive? But over and over, she was met with confusion. What are you talking about? Multiple students inquired. Not only did they not know where the files were saved, they didn't understand the question. Yeah, if you don't even understand the basics of file systems in computers, maybe you need to not work on computers for a while. Maybe it's about time you just drop out of school and go hand out French fries at McDonald's. That might actually be what we need to do here. So apparently students are not understanding how file structures work, how directory structures work, because they're so knocked down. Obviously, we're not reading all that, but holy crap. Can students actually get some functionality going on in some of this stuff? I don't know. Do you guys notice that being yourselves? Well, there's a new game, New World, which is part of the Amazon groups, and it's banning using things like Amazon and Bezos or Bezos or Jeffy B. Basically, Amazon does not want you to use its name anywhere in naming your characters in the game. So if you want to do this, yeah, you can't. Make fun of Amazon founder Jeff Bezos with my username because, of course, that's what I did, but Amazon was one step ahead of me. New World doesn't allow the use of Bezos or Amazon in your player name. I had my heart set on exploring the world as Jeff Bezos' wallet. Now what am I supposed to do? Send it back! Send it back. Like, well, why not? Because you're clearly crippling the game. I can't choose my very simple, very safe username. What if my name is also Jeff Bezos and I would like to do that? I mean, it's like the cursed name like Alexa or something. After confirming that variants like Bezos, like Jeff B. Bezos, were also locked out, I tried just going Amazon. The word's not allowed either. The names are clearly not locked because other players have already claimed them. When a name is already taken, it says name is in use, which include words like Amazon and Bezos, however, cannot be used, which is what New World says when you type in swear words. Well, Amazon and Jeff Bezos are kind of swear words. Maybe they're just doing exactly what they thought. But anyway, I guess that would be a way to go. Well, Stack Overflow turns an April Fool's Day keyboard into a real product. So this was one of the spoofs in the past where on April Fool's Day, if you copied and pasted things off of Stack Overflow, you'd get a pop-up saying you only have a certain number of copy pastes left without buying a key. And so now they're actually developing the keyboard, which is nothing more than a Stack Overflow copy and paste. So it's basically a Control-C, Control-V keyboard, and that's the only keyboard that it maps. I can say this is quite amazing. They're already taking some pre-orders. Let's see what we can find about that one there. And I like the Stack Overflow logo and stuff, so it is kind of neat. This is Drop. So Stack Overflow, the key micro pad, it is $29. And there's some nice photos there of it. Looks like it's powered by USB-C. So there you go, guys. If you have a serious need for copy and pasting, what in dear God is that crap? But anyway, if you have a need for copy pasting stuff, then that would be a very fun one. I should get one of those. Make doing my books a whole lot faster. That's epic. But anyway, that's quite exciting. Well, you can help support the channel over on Patreon. I have a few different channels that this helps support. So jump on over to patreon.com/TOMM if you'd like to jump on. You can go ahead and do that. With that, guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time. Thank you for watching this video from Switched to Linux. This channel would not be possible without the backing of the program supporters scrolling on the screen now. You can be a supporter at Patreon at patreon.com/TOMM or at thinklifemedia.com. I also want to thank the open source community who creates such excellent software that makes producing this show possible. Please remember to support your software communities. Thank you, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.